I have a reputation, and if I'm honest, it's well earned, for having too many projects going at once. The biggest problem with this is my habit of not finishing one project before moving to another, and I've always been that way. If, as they say, the spirit moves me to do something new, I do it, even if yesterday's project isn't finished, as is evidenced by the fact that I'm working on a new project and the solar shower in the background is at this unfinished state. But, in addition to the solar shower, ATV shed, earth-fired pizza oven, zip line, and several other projects around here that aren't quite done, I've long wanted an outdoor composting toilet. And since I'm trying to clean up Nights and Weekends Homestead for winter, I need to do something with all the lumber I saved from the collapsed hoop house. I've been planning to use it in my outhouse build, and rather than move the pile of lumber into another pile of lumber, I may as well move it into the shape of an outhouse to hold my composting toilet. I'm fully aware that the average person in the United States is likely repulsed by the very thought of an outhouse or composting toilet. But not since my teenage years have I really cared much what the average person thought about what I do. In fact, most of what I do is a response to the fact that what the average person in the U.S. does terrifies me. Or, more accurately, that all those average, or I suppose you might call them normal, activities are done without thought to the consequences, especially long-term consequences. And this is no different. The normal person thinks nothing of using gallons and gallons of perfectly potable water to flush human waste down a series of pipes to a multi-$1,000 septic system or multi-million-dollar sewer system. It's clear to me with the rapidity at which we're depleting the Earth's resources, especially those that give us energy and drinkable water, that our posterity will look back on this habit and think we were quite insane. I used to think that wouldn't happen in my lifetime, but now I'm not so sure. Although the average person doesn't know it, we have billions and billions of federal dollars invested in the irrigation systems that bring subsidized water to mega farms in California, where the vast majority of U.S. domestic produce supply is grown. And yet, the rivers there no longer reach the ocean, and there isn't enough water to supply both the farms and the households. States around the country are engaged in pitched legal battles with their neighboring states over which has rights to rivers and lakes that run and exist in both. Water and sewage treatment infrastructure in this country is decades out of date and will cost trillions of dollars to fix, and we'll likely spend it, despite the fact that we're running out of the water that makes it all tick. I promised myself when I started this homesteading channel that I wouldn't get political. So much for that. But back to my composting toilet. I want one, and I have the ability to make it happen. So here I am. As I mentioned, I'm going to be using reused materials. The only things I'll be using that aren't reclaimed from other projects are the screws and the OSB for the walls. We have a large business in my town that gets dozens of pallets every week and puts them out by the back door. They're quite happy to have people come and get them on a first-come, first-served basis because it's less work and less expensive than it is to have their employees take the pallets to the dump. So when I need one, I go to town and grab one. The studs and other structural components are going to be made from the lumber I saved from demolition, mostly from our collapsed hoop house. The roofing will be scraps of metal roof I haven't been able to bring myself to throw away after putting a new roof on the house and building the woodshed and ATV shed, both of which have the same roofing material. I know I won't be able to get this project finished by winter, but, like I said, if I have to store all this material anyway, and I know it's going to be going into this project, I might as well store it in the shape of an outhouse. I must say the kids jumping in a pile of leaves is a great soundtrack to which to work.
No. I'm a star. I'm a star. Okay. You don't flop on your belly though. Hey, 3-2 combo.